This video is all about the Romanian deadlift. The Romanian deadlift is very helpful for rowers because it does a single leg balance and single leg strengthening, as well as neuromuscular control in a movement pattern for the hip hinge that we need when rowing. So for this exercise, the first part is people sometimes struggle with the balance in a Romanian deadlift. So I'm going to show you a way to basically take out the balance. I'm also going to show you a way to use no weight and just get used to the movement of moving your body together for this movement. Then I'm going to add some weight and show you how it's done full one leg, single leg Romanian deadlift. Okay, so the first thing is taking balance out of the equation. What you're going to do is stand about 2 feet away from a wall, and you're going to bend one leg and just put it up against a wall. You can also do this without the wall, where you put your foot down, but we're more likely to still want to use our back leg for this if we do that. So just make sure that your toes are on the wall, essentially is what we're going for. Then what I want you to do is put a little bend in your knee. Now, keeping all the weight on your right foot, because remember our goal is to do this eventually without the wall. Put all your weight onto the foot that is on the ground, and I want you to just bend at the hip forward. So my knee stays the same, my neck stays the same. All that's happening is I'm hinging at the hip, back and forth. Now you might already just feel this in your hamstring or your butt. Those are the muscles that we are working. Now the huge reason that this exercise is also great is because on the rowing machine, both feet are planted, which means we're not working those glute muscles as much, which means they need strengthening to help us stay balanced. But starting with that modification is fantastic. If you're struggling to get this movement at all, what you can do is actually take something like a pole or a broom or something like that, and I'm going to show you what to do with it. Great example of using things you've got. I'm going to take this paint pole that I just took off there. What we're going to do is we're going to take some type of pole and we're going to put it in on our back. One hand is above you to grab it, and the other one is below you. What you're going to do is you're going to have your butt touching the pole, your upper back, and your head. You want those 3 points of contact, and then you're just going to bend forward. First you're going to put a slight bend in your knee, then you're going to bend forward. Now if you do this and you start to do something else, like your head goes away, notice if I start to lean forward, this is no longer touching my low back either. So as soon as I kind of bring my head back up, so if I'm here, and I bring my head back up, it straightens me out a little bit more. So we want to keep all 3 points of contact to get this movement. And you can do this with both legs. It's a great starting point for just understanding this hip hinge position. So I'd actually recommend starting with this. Once you have that movement, go ahead and try the wall example. Then what I would do is go to something where your foot is in the air without it. Now, you can use that same pole or whatever it is that you have, or you can use a foam roller is commonly used for this, but I can't find mine in this mess, so I'm just going to use this. So if you're going to use this foam roller concept, you're going to put the bottom on your toes, and the top would be like, your hand would be on the top of it. Since I'm using a pole, I'm just going to grab where I can and hope that it doesn't fall off my leg. I'm going to put a little bit of a bend in my knee, and then I'm going to put a little bit of a bend in the knee that I'm standing on, and I'm just going to bend forward. Now I'm hitting the wall, so I'm not quite getting what I want, but this kind of enforces the straight movement, which makes it, if you see, minus the balance part. So if you see this, we just go straight up and down. There's very little of the compensation that happens here, in that I can't really, it's harder for me to end up rotating my body, which is ideally not what we're doing. We want to keep our body as straight as possible. So when it comes to the deadlift, the Romanian deadlift, what you're going to do is, without anything, you can add weight to this in one hand, but stand on one leg, get your balance, a little bit of a bend, and we're just doing that hip hinge, forward and back. And you can see I'm trying not to tilt my body, and that actually makes me lose balance. I'm just trying to stay nice and straight. Again, you should feel this in your glutes or your hamstrings, but that is the Romanian deadlift. Fantastic exercise for off of the rowing machine to help you stay a little bit more balanced and really work the strength when you're on the rower. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you've got questions. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you want more, but really helps my tiny little channel out so that I can get out and help more people. And please ask your questions. I'll jump in and make a video like this one helping. Happy rowing.